Hey guys, welcome back to Balloon Hit Productions. I'm your host as usual. My name is Marcelo Nostroza, and I'd like to welcome you to my review for Star Trek Strange New Worlds Season 3, Episode 2, entitled Wedding Bell Blues. But as you guys know, if you've never been here before, uh, to see one of my to see one of my reviews on Star Trek, I never do them alone. So I would like to welcome back PJ to the program. Hey PJ, what's up?
Hey, thanks for having me.
No, thank you for coming back. So, what were your thoughts on Wedding Bell Blues?
Well, it was an okay episode. It looked really good. I bought into all the emotional crap, although I don't want to linger on it. I hope this is the end for Spock and his pining over Nurse Chapel, but I feel maybe not. I do like the guy who plays Roger Corby. Um, they're changing accents. He's an Irish guy now. Very good actor. He was in Dexter, New Blood. It's the only thing I ever saw him in. He has a good chemistry with Ethan Peck as Spock when they try to figure stuff out, when they confront Trelane and the whole Trelane thing. I guess it's Trelane. They don't say it outright, but he acts just like Trelane from TOS. And aside from the accent, it doesn't matter. They're going to change accents. That's not a big deal. So, yeah, let's just, for argument's sake, call him Trelane. And they finally make the connection between Trillian species and the Q, that they're one and the same thing. I guess they're confirming now, which they've done in ancillary canon, in books and stuff. So at least Strange New Worlds is borrowing from, you know, maybe the books did it better, but I mean, just as far as a silly, fun episode, fine. If the season's like full of these, I'm gonna get like tired of it pretty quick. But as a second episode, I believe what they try to do in the show is when they have a heavy-handed, serious episode like Himegini Part Two, they want to follow it up with something light, and the next episode is serious, and then they want to follow that up with something light and bubbly. That seems to be the pattern here. Uh, okay, I know there's a tonal shift in the show that like goes from comedy to serious drama, but as long as you make it entertaining, this was fairly entertaining. I kind of really dig the fact that at the end, uh, they play Wham, "Wake Me Up Before You Go Go." You know, I can imagine Spock dancing to pop music at a celebration. Oh yeah, the whole thing revolves around the centennial, which then
Mm-hmm,
turns into the illusion of the wedding. And
mm-hmm.
yeah, the guy acts just like Trelane, like the petulant, childish kind of way. Like I can do whatever I want. Don't make me angry, stuff like that. I'm like, yeah, it's just one of these things where Strange New Worlds is kind of stepping on the toes of TOS because in TOS when they meet Trelane, why isn't Spock saying, "Hey, I remember you"? You know what I mean? It's like, and same thing with the Gorn, like in Arena. They all seem to like not really know anything about the Gorn, and now they have a history with them, so it's not matching up in that way. So I wish they just do more strange new things that we haven't heard of yet. The next episode kind of does that, but you know what I mean? Like it's more just the lower decks like kind of fan service. How about we do a Q episode? And that's pretty much the
Yeah,
idea. And like make a Trelane and then make it connected. John Delancey does the voice of the father or the parental figure that comes and collects Trelane. He's like, "Oh, Dad." And by the way, the dude who plays Trelane, if it was any other dude, it probably wouldn't have worked because that actor is funny. He was in What We Do in the Shadows, the movie. He played one of the werewolves. He's been in a lot of stuff. Our Flag Means Death. Like that dude is a funny guy. I'm forgetting his name.
Reese Darby is his name, right?
Reese Darby.
Right.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
He's
Mm-hmm.
really quite good, and he carries it. He like, I know it's recycles. the parts that I'm annoyed, the parts that annoy me in the episode are overshadowed by the direction, the way it looks, the way it's shot, the costumes, the emotionality kind of works, the comedy works, and it's not the greatest thing, but I don't bump up against this episode in any real significant way.
Yeah, listen, I really, really enjoyed this episode for one small fact and one small fact alone. I really liked the Chapel and Spock romanticism of this episode, and uh, all the way through, because I really, I really started shipping Chapel and Spock since season one of Star Trek: Strange New Worlds, and that's of course knowing that they are not meant to be. But I've always had a problem with the relationship that Chapel has with Corby, and this new actor who plays Corby, God bless his heart, I want to fucking punch him in the face because I don't like him at all. So watching this guy trying to convince Spock for the whole episode that is what that what is happening in this episode isn't supposed to be happening was absolutely fantastic. And I absolutely love Reese Darby, who plays Trelane. Let's just call him that for this review. I love him sort of taking charge and sort of playing the wedding flower, sort of playing the wedding planner to the faux wedding nuptials for Christine Chapel and Spock. I just really, really love that. And also, I think to move to your point, I think that this is going to be the last time that Chapel has. I think this is going to be the last time that Spock has to deal with his emotions directly towards Chapel, and I think the next time he deals with them is going to be in TOS, which unfortunately has already happened and is already set in stone. But you mentioned that you weren't too sure about how you felt about the Wham song being used in the last sequence of this episode. I really liked it, but the only reason why I liked it was
I said I
because of
loved it.
oh
I said I
no okay,
really liked it.
okay, so I stand corrected. You said you loved it. I really, really enjoyed that too because of the tone of this episode. If this was any other episode and they all of a sudden started playing Wham, I would say, get the fuck out of here and never come back. But for this episode, it worked. And I really liked, and this is something that you didn't bring up. I really liked that in the final moments of this episode, the camera shifts over to Erica, who's on the fringes of the dance floor, and she basically has like a semi attack, and she goes to hit a boxing bag. So I'm really interested to see how her PTSD is going to progress throughout the season. Listen, I'm with you. I don't like the way that Strange New Worlds one week has a serious episode, another week has a funny episode, and in the middle they could have a whatever episode. I would rather have them be a little bit more consistent tonally, but for some reason, the tonal shifts from this season aren't bothering me as much as last season did.
Yeah, well, as long as each episode is entertaining, it's good. It's all good.
Right. Right.
It's just when I know they like taking big swings. It's like the biggest swings were in season 2 so far, and then you get uh, episode 8 under the cloak of war, I believe it was, with Mbenga killing that ambassador. One
Mhm.
of the two best episodes, in my opinion, of that season, and everything else is kind of yeah, whatever. I'd really like season 1 is kind of like the standard of quality I want now, looking back. Um, but then you have that series episode, like I said, where he kills the ambassador, and then the next one's the musical episode, and then the one right after that is chest bursting, Gorn babies, and death and despair. And it's like I get it, you can have those tonal shifts in any show. It's just this accordion kind of like happy sad, happy sad. It's like why can't you kind of put more of the lighter episodes at the beginning, and then when the main problem starts happening, you can get into a bit of serialized 2 3 parter toward the end. You make it. I don't. I'm not. I don't. I'm not trying to lecture people on how to run the show or whatever. I'm just. I agree that it's not as jarring so far now. Like the first 2 episodes of this season, not bad. This one's a little better than the last one.
Mhm.
We've seen episode 3. I won't say anything about that, but it's there's any show like this, even Discovery, like it starts off good and then I get worried 3 4 5 episodes in. I hope it stays consistent in quality and entertainment value. By
Right.
the way, another thing about this episode is uh, Battelle is, they make it seem like she's recovering and like she's not completely out of the woods yet, but it's looking good. I wonder if the rug is going to get pulled out from under her in that case, because you get the impression that she's okay in this episode and she's
Yeah,
recovering, and she's going to pick a ship eventually and leave. Yeah.
yeah. When it comes to Patel's storyline in this episode, I think it's the calm before the storm kind of scenario. I
Mm.
think she's going to be fine for the moment, but maybe in the next episode or the episode after that, I think her storyline is going to hit overdrive, and we're going to find out where her storyline is going to lead. Whether it's going to be towards getting another commission, or whether it's going to be towards having to deal with some illness, or possibly retirement. But taking the conversation into a lighter area of things, what did you think about the dancing sequences between Laan and Spock? Because to me, they were very indicative of that time when Data danced with Dr. Crusher. I really, really, really love seeing Laan and Spock boogie down on the dance floor, both before the third act and at the beginning of the episode. What did you think of those scenes?
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's reminiscent or like an homage to the episode Data's Day,
Right, right, right,
where
right,
Data
right,
wants to learn how to dance
right.
for O'Brien's wedding.
Right, 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 right,
And
right. I didn't remember the name of the episode, but that's the episode that I'm thinking of.
this, I like seeing Spock and Laan and their rapport, and he's kind of like Data, but Ethan Peck brings his own interpretation, and he's trying to be Nimoy and the character, but before he's just completely devoid of. Look at him in TOS as a character. He's just really stone faced. Still has a bit of a sense of humor, but it's like he's much more dour than he is in the show. And all of this stuff with Spock, where he's like, I got to learn to dance for the centennial. So maybe he wants to dance with Christine. He bought her a gift. He bought her a thing, and then the look in his face when he realizes she brought back Roger Corby as a lover.
It's so disappointing.
And then he has that wish. Trelane grants him the wish. All Trelane wants to do is be a wedding planner. He was watching some reality TV show, and he's like, I want to do that. And he, that's basically what he's like. Oh, this is the perfect target right here, Spock. So he makes Spock wake up. Spock thinks he's marrying Chapel, and it takes Roger Corby to talk about kissing her to have Spock have like an emotional outburst and punch him in the face, knocking him out as he would. I like that because he's lying in bed with him when Corby wakes up. He's like, I must apologize. Like right off the bat, he's like, I realize the delusion. Now we have to convince others. And the fun of the episode is them going to his Pike's quarters, trying to provoke Kirk's brother into a fight. He's like, I'm not going to give you a black eye. He's trying to tell Pike. Pike's like, Spock, cold feet. So Trelane has a hold over them that they realize they can't break. And when they confront Trelane, he's like, no, you go along with it or I'll kill everybody. And
Right.
they're like, okay. And the way Spock, I like when Corby objects and he's turned into a dog. and then
Yeah.
somebody in the wedding audience is like, "Ah, that's funny. That's good. It's
Yeah,
decent." So you can comedy is risky, and a lot of this could have been eye rolling and cringy, and probably
right,
was for
right.
some people. I don't know,
It could
but
have
it wasn't
been.
for me.
Right.
But when he starts
Yeah, yeah,
talking
yeah,
to her about it,
yeah.
her mother and all this stuff, and he breaks her spell, the way that's shot, the way it's acted, the music, this is like top quality stuff, and this is the kind of thing that I wish the show operated on, the level that the show operated on all the time, which it does not.
Hmm.
And though I
No,
don't
it doesn't.
really particularly care for lovey dovey Star Trek episodes like this, it's I can't deny that it's very well done. And Rhys Darby is one of the best guest stars of modern Trek. He's better than the guy who played Harry Mudd. What's his name?
Oh, oh, Mr.
Dwight
Fuck.
from The Office.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Dwight from The Office. What's his name? Oh, fuck.
Oh, what?
I, I, I,
I
his
don't
name
know.
is escaping me right now. Um,
Hmm.
damn, what's his name?
Isn't this the? Oh yeah, Rain Wilson. What Rain
Yeah,
Wilson?
yeah, yeah. Rainn Wilson. Yeah,
Oh wow, I can't believe I
yeah,
forgot. Anyway,
yeah. It's all
oh
right.
well.
It's all right. It's all right. People forget things. No, yeah, no. But I listen. I really, really love it. This is one of the episodes from Strange New Worlds that I'm gonna put on to sort of just relax and just sort of like have it in the background and just sort of watch it when I'm feeling down or watch it when I want a fun episode of Stranger Worlds. This is what I'm going to put on, and I think that this episode was a really good palate cleanser from from our previous episode. But the one thing that I'm concerned about, or the one thing I have questions about, is what's the overall storyline of this season going to be? Is it going to be episodic with no big bad until like the last two episodes,
You know what I
like
think?
or what do you
Well,
think?
to say what I think means
Oh, you
talking
got to
about something
spoil.
from the next episode. Next
Oh,
episode, so I'll keep it vague.
okay, okay, okay. Well,
Uh,
you can keep it vague. Yeah.
but with Ortega's PTSD about the Gorn, I don't think we're done with the Gorn, and the showrunners have said as much.
Right.
Maybe in season 4, there's none of it, but in terms of this season, yeah, and we're still going to be dealing with Gorn stuff throughout the season. It might culminate into another kind of Gorn encounter, and Patel is like the only one who can stop it because of her situation. I don't know,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because it would
Mm-hmm.
be harkening back to the
Oh,
season finale
that's a
of last season, where the Gorn baby was going to eat her face off, and then was like, "Oh wait, never mind. See ya."
right. That's a really that's a really good theory about how the Gorn are going to tie back into the season. I for one am so tired of the fucking Gorn. I for one am with you when you said you want to see some brand new planets and you want to see some brand new species of aliens, because I'm effing tired of the Star Trek writers having to lean on villains that have already been established in the Star Trek universe. If you lean on villains that have already been established within the Star Trek universe, you you run the risk of stepping on ground that's already been solidified and calcified. And when you step on ground that's already been solidified and calcified, you have the high opportunity to piss somebody off. When you create new stories, new planets, and new villains, you don't have to worry about fucking shit. And I don't know why Akiva Goldsman and Henry Alonso Myers have not done that. I think they're so obsessed with wanting to play within the Star Trek world that that's all they're concerned about, and they're not concerned about how Strange New Worlds connects to TOS, and I think that's really, really, really suspect. And I think that's just really unfortunate.
Yeah, they're gonna retcon, and they're going
Right.
to they're gonna mess around,
Mhm.
and they'll admit to much as much. They talk about and they use the word we retcon the Gorn.
Right, 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 right.
Because they just wanted a villain that were just monsters, and it's like,
Hmm.
okay, but these are spacefaring species.
Make a
They
make a
gotta they
make
gotta
a
have
new.
some kind of
Yeah.
intelligence behind it. How are they operating ships and building ships, and
Make a
and their
new one.
babies eat each other? How does a species survive doing that? And it's just the birthing process of these things that
Mhm.
they made up. All they really did was just steal from Predator and fucking Alien and said,
Right.
we'll do that. And a lot of their ideas, I think, come around to let's do a this that episode, something previously existed, or in the case of upcoming episodes, they will go to a new planet we've never heard of before. But
Mhm.
very familiar aliens will be there or something. It's not. You,
Right.
it's hard. It's hard to make one of these shows and have it be
Right.
all new. I understand that. I know you got to lean on some canon and stuff, but
Right.
this idea of they want to continue this show after Strange New Worlds into Kirk on the Enterprise, filling in the
Yeah.
gaps. And it's like, guys, just move ahead to the 25th century. That's all we got to
Yeah.
do.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
That's all
Yeah.
anybody
That
really wants. And I know a lot of people want to
wants.
stay
Right.
here. I'm good with moving on from it.
Hmm. No, no. Look. For anybody who's watching this video right now, I'm not saying that Henry Alonso Myers or Akiva Goldsman are lazy writers. I'm just saying that I believe it will be easier for them as creative individuals if they create villains and situations that doesn't handcuff their hands in reference to canon and all that stuff. And I would love for Star Trek to move forward and Star Trek to stop dwelling on the past and to stop wanting to go to the past and stop wanting to go to the past to fill in fucking holes. Just leave it. Just leave it.
You know what? And take even bigger swings. Do a sequel to the musical episode, High School Musical Part Two. You
Yeah,
can do claymation. You can do anime. You can do puppets. You can do an episode where like they cross over with The Simpsons, or
right.
like maybe like Dexter Morgan from the Dexter universe, like time travels to their ship. Like maybe they have an interaction with Beavis and Butthead. It's under Paramount. I mean,
Who knows?
that's what the show seems to
That's
be
where they're
doing
going right
good
now.
currently. Like with this episode and the
Mhm.
next episode, it's doing okay. But wait until you see where they go next. And I wonder by the
Yeah,
end of it who the hell was going to be watching, because
I have no idea.
Paramount said we're done after season 4. That's
Five
what they told. No. Originally, they told Henry
originally.
and Akiva, listen, guys, we're done after season 4. And they said, well, don't do us like you did Discovery. And they kind of like agreed to 6 episode
For five.
finale uh,
Right.
for a fifth season, short
Right.
fifth season, sorry. But the
Hmm.
deal was they must have looked at season 4 and said, okay, this is enough. So I think
Right.
season 3 is going to look, for as much as we may complain here and there about season 3, I think Strange New World seasons 1 to 3 are
Are
going
gonna
to
be
be
great.
looked back with fondness compared to what they plan on coming out with. Who knows if it's going to be good? It just sounds disastrous to me. I don't mean to be
Right.
so negative, but
No, you're not.
it
No, no,
frustrates me
you're not
because
negative
the
at all.
actors are great, and when they do
Yeah,
well with good stories,
they do well.
it's a good show, and you're like, man, there's an excellent fucking show in here.
Yeah,
Bring it
yeah,
out, and they're like, well, we'll
yeah.
do
You
whatever. Who
just gotta dig it
cares?
out. Yeah, yeah. You just have to dig out the good stuff from Strange New Worlds and leave the stuff that doesn't work. But hey, look, I know there's a lot of people out there on this big blue marble who really love Strange New Worlds, who are enjoying that. And you know, and me and PJ don't mean to yuck your yum, but it's just not it's just not fully working for us. Sometimes it works, and then sometimes it doesn't work. Um,
I've heard so many people who hate modern Trek and like pretty much only love Strange New Worlds. There's all
right,
kinds of
right, right,
different fans. Like some people are just not going to like anything Kurtzman Trek no matter what. Maybe they'll
right.
give
Mhm.
Picard season 3 a pass. Me, I'll look at it all, but none of it's like prestige top tier television. They do get nominations for stuff, but it's never like best series like Andor will would get nominated for, or acting or anything like that. It's like this
Right.
needs to be on Star Trek to me should be on the prestige level and not the popcorn bubblegum self-aware. There's a trailer for Starfleet Academy where Paul Giamatti as the villain whistles the Star Trek
Yeah.
theme. And I'm like, this is getting out of hands, guy. This is not Lower
Yeah.
Decks.
No.
You
Yeah.
can't
No.
keep
But
making
also,
live action like Lower Decks.
no. But
Anyway,
also, just a real, just a quick aside. I really like that the Starfleet Academy trail. But the only thing I didn't like was the what was the end with Paul Giamatti walking and singing the Star Trek tune. I would have done basically the same trailer. Maybe I would have taken out the Cisco bullshit thing.
yeah,
But
really.
I would have had just Paul Giamatti just walk, and that's it. Just walk
The
with a
the first,
with a
yeah,
yeah,
exactly. Or whistle something
just walk.
else. But
Yeah,
but
yeah.
uh but the thing, remember what's his name? James, the guy who
James.
played Cochrane in First Contact.
Oh, James Cromwell.
James Cromwell.
Yeah,
There's a meta moment in that movie where he goes, "So you're all some kind of astronauts." He
yeah.
goes,
You're
"Oh, you're all astronauts on some kind of Star Trek."
Star Trek.
And it's the first time anybody in the franchise said the name of the franchise, and it's meta, but it works because that's something logically
That
someone
somebody
would
would say.
say. I'm
Right, right.
wondering what the hell the reason is for Paul Giamatti whistling the Star Trek. Where did he hear that? How is that in
Are
universe, and where's that
are you
from
know
in
what?
universe?
Or you know what? I think either it could be one or two possibilities. We got to get back on track here because we kind of stopped talking about the episode. But just one more thing. Um, I think that it could be one or two things. I think that could be in the episode, which if it is, I think it's a gigantic mistake, and whoever thought of that, it's just not a good fucking idea. Or it could have just been a trailer moment,
Hmm.
and that moment of him walking down a hall in Starfleet Academy, I think, could be in the episode, but he couldn't be. But in that moment in the actual show, he's probably not whistling anything.
I wouldn't be against an orchestra at a Starfleet event playing dun, 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 like it's like their theme, like it's revealed as
Right.
their theme, and he's
Right.
whistling it in defiance or like sarcastically or something because he wants to destroy the Federation. But
Mm,
yeah, anyway,
yeah. I don't know. But wrapping up this episode or this review or this discussion or whatever the hell this is. Um, so yeah, what do you want to see moving forward? Are you looking for anything in particular, or are you, or do you just want just what you said earlier, more consistency?
just make it fun and entertaining, and uh, yeah, like kind of I just want to keep away from the Gorn stuff. I'm interested in the characters more than I am the stories they tell.
Hmm.
Uh,
Yeah.
good funny guest stars, or good, like Robert Wisdom in last season played Raw, or
Right.
uh, Reese Darby in this episode. Good guest stars are always welcome. Uh,
Mhm.
just make it fun and entertaining. That's all I really want. But at the same time, I'm counting the days when I get the Trek that I want again, because this works as a sit down uh, on a Thursday night, or well, it's yeah, Thursday night to watch and go to bed. But it doesn't. these episodes don't stick with me emotionally. They're really pretty. I like the people,
They
and
don't.
it's fun,
They don't.
but
uh,
it doesn't have an emotional. It doesn't leave an
Right. Right.
impression on me emotionally.
They don't. They don't stay with you.
I can appreciate the work, the really like hard work that goes into it. Like,
Hmm.
uh, the only complaint about like the general aesthetic of these different shows. One would be set in the 23rd century. One would be set in the 25th. Another would be set in the 32nd. There's not a hell of a difference in terms of design or ship design. Everything looks kind of
The same.
generically the same. When
Right.
the Berman era was very distinct from the TOS era in look, and they don't tend to blend that well. Like the TOS era ships don't look as TOS-y as they should. They look
TOS.
more
You're right.
like it's kind of that same generic metallic CG look of a ship
Right.
that looks the same over centuries. Like it's weird.
Hmm.
Although I do admit that Strange New Worlds does stand out as particularly vibrant and has more of a
Vibrant and colorful.
retro
Right.
60s aesthetic that isn't like doesn't hit you over the head. It's subtle. So
Hmm.
like you can reconcile the palette going from this show to the TOS. Although this show is highly detailed,
Right.
like the costumes, like
Um.
everything is so detailed.
Yes. And everything has to have a fucking delta on it, no matter what it is. It could be a fucking receipt and it has a delta on it.
Delta zippers, delta
Yeah.
patterns on the shoes,
Everywhere.
delta pattern,
Everywhere. Yeah.
delta shapes toothbrush. I don't know.
Everywhere. Just everywhere. Everywhere with the deltas, man. They love their deltas in the Kurtzman era. Guys, what I'm looking for moving forward here, like PJ, I just want a fun, semi-consistent in tone, which we've been getting. But I'm really interested to see if the La'an Spock dancing thing is going to go anywhere, and if I want to see if that's going to, I want to see if that's going to develop into a bigger relationship down the line, and if it does, I'm interested to see where that goes and the complications that brings forth as they continue to go through the show here.
Wouldn't
I
that be
look, I
hilarious
Yeah,
if Spock
that'd
got
be great.
involved
That'd be
with
great.
La'an and then Wrath of Khan or Space Seed comes up and Spock's like, "Yeah, I'm not going to mention I was with his great
No,
granddaughter.
not gonna do that.
Not going to bring it up in the show in the Space Seed or Wrath of Khan. Not going to talk about it."
Nope, not gonna talk about it. And also, I'm not gonna talk about my brother or my half Balkan brother Cybok. I'm not gonna talk about him either.
They do
Um.
mention he is mentioned in season 2. No,
Oh yes,
season
he is.
season
Season one.
1.
Is he? I can't recall.
Yes, it was season 1. The
Mm.
Syrian squall at the end.
Oh, oh yeah,
They
that's
show the
right.
back of him.
Yeah,
His
that's right.
his wife is the one that takes over the Enterprise, and that's another
Oh
thing too.
yes.
In Star Trek Five, Spock's like, "Yeah, Cybok's my brother. Oh, and by the way, his wife commandeered our ships, 30 years ago."
Whoops.
This
I
is the
forgot to
stuff
tell you
where
that.
it's by all rights, yes, mention Cybok and whatnot. He should never really be around. I don't know if
Nope.
they're gonna do
Never.
him. I don't know if he's
Maybe.
coming. I don't know that they've cast anybody for season 4.
Uh,
They got plenty of
no,
things to
well,
recycle.
yeah, yeah. No, well, they just finished production on season 4, I think. So, um, so whatever they're gonna do with season 4 is already in the can. They just have to fucking do
Yeah, they already have a teaser trailer for season
oh
4.
yeah. Let's not mention that.
Not even 4 episodes into season
Let's
3.
not.
So
Yeah,
I assume it will be like summer of next year. I think
possibly,
what's going to
possibly.
happen is Starfleet Academy is going to be spring, and there might be a break, or it might lead directly into Strange New World season 4. Because
just a
why
real
film them so close together? Because they didn't want that 2 year gap. Because people hate that, especially when you do a cliffhanger. And
right,
I suspect,
like the one
I
we got.
strongly suspect there's going to be a cliffhanger at the end of season 3, which is
Oh,
why
bite me.
they would want to get season 4 out in
Right.
a year rather
Just
than two
yeah,
years.
yeah, yeah. Just one really quick thing. Again, I'm sorry guys because this has nothing to do with the episode that we were talking about, but whatever. Did you notice in the Starfleet Academy trailer? There's this one shot of cadets looking away from a wall, and on the wall there's like names of like admirals. And did you notice Harry Kim is up there? So Harry Kim isn't is a he got his admiralty.
And that's the and you know it's cool, but it's also kind of sad that that's the most
Yeah,
they're going to give
it is.
fans who want to
He should
see an
come back.
actual Admiral Harry Kim. People are
Yeah,
like,
he should have
"Hey,
came
why
back.
don't you do it instead of putting it on a wall in a
Yeah,
show
yeah.
that
Bring him
frankly a
back.
lot of people don't care about?
Yeah.
Could be
No, I
fucking
care.
fantastic
I
for all
I care.
could be good. Holly
Yeah.
Hunter, you
Yeah.
know, it
Paul
looks very,
Giamatti.
you know, we don't know how good or bad this show is going to be. I'm just
Yeah.
saying, if you're going to do a new show, come on,
Yep.
let's
Yeah.
see
Come on.
Admiral Harry Kim.
Come on. Let's roll with it.
Let's see
All
him.
right, guys. Yeah. Let's see him. All right,
Let's see
guys. On that
Janeway.
that'll be cool.
Let's see
On that.
Janeway and Seven of Nine together. Wouldn't that be a reunion?
Yeah. That. You know what? That would be a reunion. That would be a reunion that you would sell tickets to. Unfortunately. Or fortunately, I shouldn't say unfortunately. I misspoke, guys. I love Catherine and I love Seven. So yeah, that'll be really fucking cool. But on that unrelated note, and on that wish list, I think that'll do it for my review of Star Trek: Strange New Worlds season 3, episode 2, entitled "Wedding Bell Blues." Before we go, guys, in the comments below, if you watch this episode, tell us what you liked about it or tell us what you didn't like about it. But before we go, PJ, where can the folks find you online?
You can find me at Boatwreck Live. It's right here. Look.
Yep. Yeah, right there. Right there.
Yep.
Um he
And I
does
just
he
bitch
does
and
some
complain about Star Trek and say, it should be this way and not that way. What are they doing? Fire Kurtzman. Come on, Skydance. By the way, I don't believe Kurtzman's going to get fired. I think he's friends with David Ellison, the guy who's coming in and taking over.
Oh yeah, yeah. So just real quick, you think he's gonna get an extension?
Yeah, here's what I think is going to happen. They're going to say no to Henry and Akiva's Star Trek Year One thing.
Yeah.
Because I think Ellison's the first thing he's going to want to do on the movie side. I think he wants to keep the continuity separate, so he'll probably want to do a fourth Kelvin. As much as it pains me,
yeah.
and I always said years,
I love that.
for years, I said, I predicted that, and it has not happened. I think it still might very well happen. But if he if there ever is going to be a Kelvin movie, it's going to be years after Beyond, and it's been years, and it will be years. Could be 2028 at the earliest, maybe, if anything.
True.
And that the Strange New Worlds discovery continuity, and that in terms of the 23rd century, would be done. Because what's going to happen is you're going to have Star Trek Year One and Kelvin, where you have movie Spock and Pine and TV Spock and Paul Wesley, and then Ethan Peck going against Zachary Quinto. Like, it's brand confusion. And if you're going to start up another one, if you're going to bring the Kelvin back, you need to have the actors playing the same characters move on to something else in their career.
Right.
And
it's too much.
Strange New World, they said, we'll give you 6 episodes to end this. And then Henry, but we want to continue it. But they're like, boss, we're ending it. If I was David Ellison, I would be like, okay, Kurtzman, you're still in charge of everything because it's Starfleet Academy and whatnot. And if that does well, we'll renew you for a 3rd season. However, the very next thing you have to get going on is some kind of follow-up. to
Keep
Picard,
going.
whether that be the legacy everybody wants or
That'd be great.
something else, but something that involves uh, cast of Voyager, DS9, TNG in some way or another mixed with a new next generation.
Mm-hmm.
That's what
Mm-hmm.
people want to. That's what a lot of people want to see moving forward.
Yeah, yeah,
And it
yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
seem they have any interest in that. But they're quite content
No.
to show us in the 32nd century who became an admiral and who's, and they spoiled it, like the whole thing with Benjamin Sisko. He's lost. He was never found. What happened to him is a mystery all these years later, and it's like, wow, you're not even leaving. You're cementing canon in a way because you're not even leaving room for
No.
writers who would
To
be
bring
in
him
it.
back.
Avery Brooks is still around. Who's to say he can't come back in some capacity? But you've
Right.
cemented the
Well.
fact that he never will,
Mm-hmm.
and not
Mm-hmm.
it's not likely he would anyway. But still, like they
Yeah.
went to the 32nd century to get away from canon. They can actually do quite a lot of damage to canon by stating this is what happened after in 2542 or 2513. It's like,
Yeah.
wait, we could actually go there in a TV show or movies. Don't ruin it for us. Anyway, I've ranted
Right.
long enough.
That's okay. All right, guys. So on that lovely rant by my friend PJ, thank you so much for watching the video. And as I say often, until next time, I'll see you when I see you.
So much happened here, and so much is about to.